Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Wishing You Well podcast. I'm your host, health coach Maria Patrick, and today we're talking about something that affects almost every single person I work with. And honestly, it's something that affects all of us at some point in our lives. We're talking about fight or flight mode. More specifically, how to know if you're living in it, why it's happening, and how to gently reset your nervous system so that your body can finally feel safe again. Because here's the truth. Many of us just think that we're busy or stressed or that we're just merely a type A personality. But what's really happening? What may be happening is that our nervous system is stuck in survival mode. And when you live in that survival mode long enough, it stops feeling dramatic. It starts feeling normal. Today, we're going to change that. So take a deep breath with me and let's begin. Let's start by breaking down what is fight or flight. The fight or flight response is your body's built-in survival system. It's governed by the autonomic nervous system, which is specifically the sympathetic branch of your nervous system. When your brain senses danger, it sends a signal through a tiny but powerful structure called the amygdala. And then stress hormones are produced and released, like adrenaline and cortisol. And that causes your heart rate to increase, your breathing to become shallow, your muscles to tense, your digestion to slow, and your blood sugar to rise. Your body is beginning to prepare to either fight the threat or run from it. Here's the important part. This response was designed for short-term danger, like running from a tiger, escaping a fire, slamming on your brakes. It was never ever meant to be activated all day long by email notifications, financial stress, relationship tension, news headlines, overpacked schedules, lack of sleep, social media. But in modern life, it often is. You don't have to feel panicked to be in survival mode. Let's learn how to notice the subtle signs that you are actually living in fight or flight. Here are the signs that I see most often. People report to me that they feel wired but tired. They're exhausted, but they can't relax. They sit down to rest and their mind just starts racing. Or they are able to fall asleep, but they wake up between 2 and 4 a.m. And then they scroll on their phones. And then they mentally rehearse conversations. And they might even have a late night, middle of the night snack. That's your cortisol staying elevated at a time when it should be dropping. Another signal or sign is that your breathing has become so shallow in your chest. Place one hand right now on your belly and one hand on your chest. When you breathe, if your chest rises more than your abdomen, you're breathing in a stress pattern. Chronic shallow breathing, that's what that is shallow breathing, is going to keep your nervous system activated. Another sign or signal that you're in fight or flight could be your digestive issues, your acid reflux, you're constipated all the time, you're bloated, you have IBS symptoms. Digestion is a function of rest and digest, which is governed by the parasympathetic nervous system. If you're always in fight or flight mode, your digestion literally gets deprioritized. I actually said this very same thing in a recent podcast episode. Another sign or signal that your body is giving you that it's in fight or flight is muscle tension and jaw clenching. Are your shoulders all the way up to your ears? Do you often get headaches? Is your neck tight? Do you have TMJ pain? If you have one or more of those, your body is bracing itself for impact, and often it's doing that unconsciously. Another sign or signal from your body that you're in fight or flight is that you are so easily irritated or emotionally reactive. One could even describe it as being overreactive. When your nervous system's overloaded, your window of tolerance just shrinks. Small things feel big. You're going to find yourself snapping more easily, crying more easily, and perhaps even feeling overwhelmed by minor tasks. Your body could also be signaling to you that it's in fight or flight mode if you are craving control. If you are hyper-scheduling yourself, if you are overworking, if you have difficulty delegating, if you are all about perfectionism at all costs, sometimes that control that you're seeking is your nervous system's strategy for finding safety. Another signal that you're in fight or flight mode is that you're having a hard time feeling happy, finding joyfulness. That difficult in finding happiness is that you're just not fully present in your life. You're functioning, you're checking things off, you're getting things done, but you don't feel nourished. You're not fully present. Your system is stuck in survival mode. You don't feel safe, and therefore you're not able to feel joy or happiness. So here's where I would suggest that you pause for a moment. We pause together and we ask ourselves, how many of these that I just described feel familiar? This is a judgment-free zone. This is us just trying to increase our self-awareness. When we are juggling careers and caregiving, when we have had changes to our health, the load, the burden on us is real. This is what causes so many of us to find ourselves in survival mode. When you add in disrupted sleep, hormonal shifts, inflammation in the body, fluctuations in our blood sugar, your nervous system is going to become much more sensitive. Your body isn't weak, it's just overloaded. And I want us all to remember, myself included, you can't think your way out of fight or flight mode. Your body must get that physical signal that it's safe, that things are calm. So that brings us to why we're here together today. It's the reset plan that I have created for you. The how we now know about the why we need to reset. Now I'm going to give you the how to reset your nervous system. Resetting isn't about eliminating the stress. I wish I could do that for you, but you know that I cannot, and nor can you for yourself. But it's about increasing safety signals for ourselves. These are my favorite nervous system resets that I'm about to share with you, many of which I teach to my students in my Qigong classes, and many of which I walk the walk with my health coaching clients when we work together. The first has to do with our breath work. We want to lengthen our exhales. We do this with a 4-6 breath or a 4-8 breath. We want to inhale for a count of 4 and then exhale for a count of 6, 7, or 8. That longer exhale is going to stimulate your vagus nerve, and that in and of itself will activate your parasympathetic response. You'll want to do this, the 4-6 or the 4-8 breathing, for 2 to 3 minutes. You will find that it's going to give you a somewhat immediate nervous system reset. The second thing is to shake it out. Animals shake after a stress event. There's a wonderful book about nervous system reset, at least in part, that's called something like Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers. And it's because after they have encountered something stressful, they shake and release it. So animals know to do this, but we don't. What does this mean? What does it entail? You stand up, you soften your knees, and you gently bounce your body and shake your arms and legs for 60 to 90 seconds. This is going to discharge your excess stress hormones. It looks silly. It may feel silly. It works beautifully. My third nervous system reset for you is Qigong swaying. We do this in my classes all of the time. Stand with your feet hip width apart, soften your knees, gently sway your body side to side. Let your arms hang down at the sides, and if you feel like doing so, swing your arms rhythmically in synchronicity with the swaying of your body from side to side. This rhythmic motion will tell your brain that you are safe. This rhythmic motion will regulate your vestibular system and calm the amygdala. It is like you are singing a lullaby for your body. The fourth nervous system reset that is part of my plan for you is to place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Close your eyes. With one hand on your chest and one hand on your abdomen, take breaths. Make them long and slow and smooth and deep and soft and full and continuous. Say internally, I am safe right now. This simple posture is going to reduce the production of cortisol and increase oxytocin. Number 5 in my nervous system reset protocol, you've heard me say this before if you're a regular listener, is to get morning light. Within 20 minutes of waking up, step outside. Natural light will reset your circadian rhythm and stabilize the cortisol patterns in your body. Even 5 minutes will help. Number 6 is to reduce the stimulants that you take in. If you are deeply dysregulated, your body will benefit from you reducing stimulants, meaning reducing your intake of caffeine, limiting your late night scrolling and getting more rest, prioritizing protein at breakfast over sugar. When we stabilize our blood sugar, we're going to end up with a calmer nervous system. Number 7 on my plan, lastly, number 7, is to create micro moments of stillness for yourself. You don't need an hour. You don't need to go on a retreat, although ideally that would be wonderful. You just need 30 seconds. 30 seconds of stillness. Do this before you answer the text that just popped up on your phone from a family member or someone from work. Before starting your car. Before opening your laptop. Before scrolling on social media. Pause. Breathe. Drop your shoulders. Even small resets will add up. So let's do a short reset together. I will guide you through it. Sit comfortably with your feet on the floor. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Exhale slowly for a count of 6. do this again. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 6. Allow your jaw to soften. Allow your tongue to relax from the roof of your mouth. Invite your shoulders to melt. Place your hand on your heart and say quietly to yourself, in this moment, I am safe. Notice the chair beneath you. Notice the floor beneath your feet. Your body is here, not in the future, not in the past, just here right now. Take one more slow, deep breath, and then gently open your eyes. If you recognized yourself in today's episode, please know that you are not broken. Your nervous system has been protecting you. But survival is not the same as living, and your body deserves to live. You deserve to feel calm and safe and steady. Start small. Take one longer exhale. Find one moment of stillness. Allow your body one gentle sway. Consistency will rewire your body to safety. I want you to feel better, not just physically, but nervously and emotionally and deeply. Until next time, please know that as always, I am wishing you well.